Hello. This year I've decided to plant some winter wheat, and it's now come up. It's now June. Planted it last year in about late August. It grew all through the winter and then started sprouting in the spring of this year. Deers got in it and ate it all down. And when it started sprouting, I noticed that these taller sprouts actually came up. And I thought maybe that's where the deer had not ate. But as I got to noticing, and as it's maturing, as you can see, the kernels in the heads of the wheat are on the shorter stems here. These taller ones have no stem, have no kernels on them, they're tares. And it made me think of the parable of the wheat and the tares, and I've heard so much theology and in so many preachers talking about tares and what they are and what they're not, and usually talking about it in ways to shame congregants into acting better. Shame on me. But as I've seen these, the one thing that I noticed about these, when they were growing earlier in the spring, I would notice these tares, and I didn't know they were tares. They looked the same as the other, and they sprouted up taller. And I thought they were just the part of the wheat that hadn't gotten ate down by the deer. So to somebody that didn't know better, looking from the outside, these look like more promising wheat. And as I'd said to myself, I wish I had a field of all of them, but now that I see that they're matured, they're actually tares. So to me, it doesn't look like somebody that's just making trouble. They're literally the same plant for all intents and purposes. They grow the same, they just don't happen to bear the right type of wheat kernels or whatever on them. But to me, they had more of a promising look and just didn't bear fruit. So to me, a better comparison would be somebody that shows a lot of promise early on. Somebody that looks and says, gee, I wish I had a whole church full of people like that, like an aspiring young preacher or a choir member that's particularly talented, that can sing well, but in the end, they just bear no fruit. So that gave me a different perspective on the wheat and the tare.